guys, I'm Ann Smith. I'm a Norwex independent sales consultant. I'm an executive sales leader with them. And I am going to be going over some quick hair tutorials for your holiday events and parties and stuff. And I was getting set up, went down to get a mirror, and it's completely filthy. Like, I don't think it's been cleaned in like years. I don't know if you can tell. Can you tell? Mm-hmm. I have my wonderful sister being my camera woman. So I'm going to use my, had to go get an EnviroCloth, make it wet, because your EnviroCloth, it needs to be used wet just to be able to get all of this crap. This is like the most popular thing that we have, which everybody who's in this group has probably heard of it or used it, owns a bunch. Whoops, hang on, buddy. You can come in a couple minutes, okay? Oh, you can just sneak right in there.
Yeah. Mom, can I go out with Pappy? Why?
Do you want to help me clean this? Can you get the window cloth? Can you start drying this for me, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Lex, clean.
What is it?
Norwex.
Norwex? Good job. Now we can see you. There's no dust. So, if you have little boys who like their hair messy, or I like to do a mohawk for Lucas because it looks so good. You make it wet, not super wet. You can even blow dry it if it needs it. Now, I like to use like a pomade or like a paste, but I don't have that here. I have it at the salon. So, we're just going to use some hairspray. Pomade, if you get like a medium to hard hold or to strong hold, you could even do this when it's dry, actually. And you just get in there, do this. Thank you. Spray it. You'll be good. I love it with the pomade. I wish I had some here. So, okay. Now that you're going to be my helper, now your hair is done. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys a couple of half-up styles. Now, I do a lot of wedding hair, and I know that not everybody can do wedding hair, especially for your holiday event or whatever get-together you're going to. It's not really realistic to have it like that extravagant. So, I'm going to do like maybe one or two like full-ups if you want to do that. They're really like loose and messy, which is the style. And they work for short hair, long hair, both. But I'm going to do a couple half-ups that you can do like, well, I'll just show you. So what we're going to do is, now I just washed my hair and I have like good life right now, but typically you want like 2 to 3 days dirty hair because it's going to give you more lift up here. So if you need to, use dry shampoo. I'm not going to spray it in mine because I don't want it yet, but you'd spray it at the roots, and depending how oily you are and how flat it is, you want to be taking like 1-inch sections and be spraying this, section this over here, spray this. And you need to do like the full top half of your head and especially your hairline, okay? And that's just like, okay, honey, like dry shampoo 101, whether you're doing an updo or not, or whatever, just to like dry shampoo, you want to do your hairline and do like pretty much your whole head. Let it sit for a minute, and then you want to get in here. You don't want to use your sharp nails on your scalp, okay? It disrupts and it's harmful to the new hairs. So you want to use your fingertips, okay? You'd get in there, rough it all up, go upside down, fluff, and then you're good to go and you can tell the difference. Okay, now, just like side note, if you do use dry shampoo or you need it, my sister, she does dry shampoo at night, sections it all out, sprays it, and then she goes to bed, and then in the morning is when she like really roughs it up and gets in there, and she says that it absorbs more oil that way. So that's just kind of like side note for just like everyday hair care. So you can use dry shampoo to help absorb oils, and it does help you give lift. Or another thing is the powder, like volumizing powder. We're going to be using this on one of the braids just because it like really like blows things up. This doesn't absorb a lot of oil, but this is like what I would use for more as like preventative. So like before my hair gets oily, and this is just for like hair care 101 styling, not necessarily like updos, but you sprinkle it in, rough it up, and it does help my hair prevent from getting oily and looking shiny like a few days longer than what it normally would. So it doesn't absorb oils like dry shampoo does, but it does help like prevent it for like another day. So what we're going to do, okay, we're just going to do like a quick, like I'm going to do like a half up thing. Like instead of just like going back like this, we're just going to make something kind of quick and fancy for the front before, for you to go to your thing. So you can do this. I go in at the crown, do like some light teasing just in here if you need to. You just take sections, start here, and you go down. Don't go up here and do this because it's going to create a huge knot, okay? You only need to go like here down, and you don't want to just like do it up here. You need to go from here all the way down to your scalp because that's where you want the cushion, okay? I don't have like a lot of flatness right there, so that's okay. All right, so then what I'm gonna do is take like a 1-inch square, okay? Start twisting, do a couple twists, and then pick up another section here, and you just work it into the twist. And it does not have to be very tight because what we're going to do, and you kind of like walk it back on an angle, okay? So now that we get back to like here, we're gonna hold this and then pull this up, pull this up. Now you're gonna wanna probably do a couple like trial runs before it's like your party event, but you can see it's like loosening things and making it like more exciting. So bobby pins. Probably nobody knows this, but the opening in the bobby pin, that's how much hair it's supposed to use. It's supposed to hold, okay? So opening it like this, and then you put it in and it bounces back, that's why. I don't open your bobby pins, and it actually makes it so much faster, okay? You just put it in here, and you wanna go up, opposite of the way that you were twisting, just because it's gonna hold better, okay? So you just shove them into the twist. You're going to be able to cover them up. Now it's held, okay? So now we'll take a section just a little bit down from here. And after you do it a couple times, you'll kind of see where you'd want to grab it. Obviously, I know I've been doing this for a while, so like I kind of know where to grab, but you want to kind of fill in the holes, okay? Now you don't want to keep grabbing this and walking all the way down because then it's going to be like out of sequence, okay? So then do this, pull this out. And then if you want to leave this piece down, because that's just like how you go, but twist, grab this, walk it down here, and then you just pin it, okay? Then what you can do, now that you see it, okay, so you can leave it like this. It kind of did fill in pretty good. Or something else that you can do, depending if it's like really flat and noticeable, pick up this twist and this twist. Bring them together, you just pinch them, and then you add another pin, okay? Now it's filled up. So now that's creating not necessarily like a couple of twists, but like there's just like texture throughout the whole side there, okay? Okay, so I told you guys how to do it over here, so I just did this side. So now you can see from the back, it's pretty much just like a side thing, right? And I kept these pieces down just because I like that. If you like a lot of face framing, just loosely, you know, bring that stuff down. Whatever, you could keep going. It just totally depends how much you want back, how much you want front. So it's pretty like chill back here, but if you wanted to jazz it up a little bit more, you want to grab, okay, this is the tail of what was twisted, okay? So you want to grab that and then a little section from right under it and start twisting, but we're going to go horizontal this time, okay? And we're going to stop right here. And I'm going to use the big mother pins. Oh my gosh, these things are amazing. If you have thick hair, like one of my friends Amanda or my sister Allie, these things are a lifesaver. Look at that, one pin and it held all of that, okay? Remember, don't open your pins. It's going to save you a lot of headache and it's going to hold better. Okay, we're going to do 2. Then, if I can see this right, to kind of hide that, you want to direct that tail down, and then we're going to pick up the twist on this side. Can you see that right, Ellie? Mm-hmm. Okay. And just pick up enough, and we're going to twist in this direction, okay? So what that's going to do, and we're just going to stop right there. Now, you're going to have to hold it up, stick your pin in here, and go slightly up, and then just horizontal, just going back the way you came, okay? And as you can see, it's falling. All you do is shove another pin in there. Don't worry about it. And then at the end of like your whole thing, if you feel like, you know, you have holes or whatever, then you just go back in and you just use your fingers, okay? You just kind of like open it up. Sorry, I can't talk and do this. Okay. My gosh, it's still not holding. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we got that. Now to kind of like control, so that you can see it's just like some extra whatever. And if there's holes, you can just like 2 fingers or 2 fingers on each one You just open it up a little bit where you feel like it's flat, just direct it over and add another pin, okay? Does that look right?
Mm-hmm.
I never do my hair this way. So to control these tails, you can like smash them like this. Take some pins, I would say like medium ones, and just pin it like to your head, just so that it's not like sticking out kind of silly. That's better. Okay, so now we got that half up thing going, okay? Or you could do that. Now you can add this, or you can not do that horizontal thing that we talked about, and you can make this into a fancy ponytail, okay? Now doing what we did here first, that's going to help your ponytail not fall down for those girls that have like a lot of hair and you can't ever get like a lot of height up here just because of, you know, your ponytail is heavy. So another thing you can do if you just want to do a regular ponytail without this is pull this all back, do like a half ponytail, but kind of low, and leave a little bit of this out, okay? Then you'd take a second ponytail and gather it all and go up top here, and that's gonna also help keep your ponytail up high. But for right now, if you wanted to turn this into a fancy ponytail, you could, okay? I had to borrow my sister's thing because I didn't have a scrunchie. Scrunchies are so great. Ouch, just pulled something. All right, can you see it? Does that look so good? So now you have like a really fancy ponytail. There's a lot of stuff going on. There might be some straps. All right, so we've made that into a half. You can do it into a fancy pony. If you wanted to do like an all up thing, then you would just continue to take this from the sides and twist, and then just start going all the way around and stop here at this corner, okay? These big pins, I'm telling you, are a lifesaver. They are amazing. Shove them in here. You can get them at Cosmo. I think you can also get them on Amazon, and they're just killer, okay? So then you would take this side and cross over, and you're gonna wanna keep adding hair as you're twisting, okay? But you wanna stop here at your corners, okay? Now this is gonna be like a very loose, twisted, like messy style updo. It's not for people who want it to be like a nice clean looking bun or anything. But then you would just take another section here, and I would say like about like this, but depending on your style, thickness of hair, you might want to take skinnier sections, because if you take skinnier sections, you're going to get more texture and more just like fullness, instead of just taking 3 sections for someone who has really tiny hair. All right, so we're taking this last one, coming back over here. All right. These big mother pins are just like the ticket. All right, so do that. If you ever get like extra stuff underneath that you don't know what to do with, you just twist it. Watch this. And you just shove it up in there with some pins, and nobody knows. You don't know how many wedding do's I have done where I got to the bottom and I'm like, oh my gosh, crap. What am I gonna do with this? I forgot about it, or it doesn't fit anywhere. The girls never know. And I have done hundreds of weddings, okay? All right, so now it's all up, okay? So now what you wanna do, once you feel like it's pinned and secure, because right now, like right here, we have like a loose thing going on. So you just wanna shove another pin in there. Now, if you're good with this, then go, okay? But if you want it to be like fuller and like cloudier, just taking just these two, okay? You get in there and just start pulling things apart, but don't be pulling apart too much, or you're gonna be ripping out your pins and you're gonna be like, oh crap, what am I doing? So just like, there's a little hole right here. You can see my scalp. You just pick that up, shove a pin in, okay? Overall, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? It looks like it's
really
pretty together.
cute.
All right, so super quick. You just twist, pin, and then you wherever it needs it, and you're good. Okay, so before you do like your holiday hair or any kind of pinning or braiding or anything, you do want to prep it. So you want to always like brush it first. And if you're going to curl it or flat iron it, you always want to use a heat shield, okay? Because hair gets worn, okay? Like when you use heat on it, it might be okay at the beginning, but you're going to have breakage, especially if you use a lot of heat. So you always want to make sure that you are using a heat shield. And I use mine on like the lowest setting that I can. I have mine around like 300 or 320. just because otherwise it would take forever to like curl your hair. But you definitely want to do that. You always want to be using, especially if your hair is really dry, like some smoothing oil on the ends or like gloss or anything like that. And so I curled my hair this morning. I curled it with a big thing. So you can see it just kind of has some waves to it, okay? Because I don't like it to be super curly. I like to make it look as long as possible. And it's kind of knotty now because I was outside. But you do that, and I like the spray oil that some of the places have because it helps distribute it a lot easier. Look at this dreadlock. That must have been from one of the twists that I did. Anyway, we should brush it. Only my brush is downstairs. Anyway, so before you start doing like any of your updos and you want to curl it or whatever, do use your heat protectant. Okay, so we're going to do another half up that can be converted into a full up or even like a 3/4. All right, so we're going to do some braids. Now, I really like the inside out one where you do it like backwards because you can get like more like bigness. Okay, so a section like this, okay? Now, if you can braid the whole way around your head, that would be great because then it's going to anchor better. But a lot of people cannot, okay? So, if you don't know how to braid, I don't really know how to like teach somebody how to braid. You might want to find some other things on YouTube. But if you can, I love to do this, especially on myself. And if you can grab like some hair as you're walking it back, it's really hard to like angle it. No. There we go. Got it tucked. Just to like pick up some hair, because then it's going to be like better, what's the word? Better hold, better anchoring. We're going to grab this, okay? Now, you don't want to do it like too tight because we are going to be pulling this apart to get some more volume. So typically what I do is kind of stop grabbing hair here, okay? And then you would just finish the braid, okay? I'm going to do this because I think it's going to be easier for people. If you can walk it around the whole way and keep braiding, then do that. But if you can't, it's no big deal. Now we got that. Now, I don't need a lot of this actually, but this volumizing powder, you just want to sprinkle in your braid, okay? Not a lot, be very careful, otherwise you are going to learn the hard way. It's going to be miserable. So you just like pat it in here, okay? Because you need to like disintegrate it. But starting from the bottom, you don't want to over touch it because that can make it start to look frizzy. But just pull it apart, don't worry. I know it looks crazy, but it's going to work. And it needs length as you do that. So you might have to, like, don't put a super tight hairband on here or it's not gonna work because you need to be able to pull some of this hair up into here. As you see, it's like pulling on the bobby pin. It needs some of that hair. So you just keep it loose, okay? Again, if you've never pulled a braid apart like this, you're gonna wanna practice before you start doing it because sometimes you can like really make it look crazy. All right, so now that we got that, now we're gonna start pulling from down here. As you can see, it's starting to get pretty big. What does it look like from over there, Allie? I can't really tell. All right. So you can just make it like as big as you want, okay? So then you could do it over here and then you could have these braids meet in the back and then pin it in. Or what I like to do a lot of times is walk this. Where are we? I have to get down here. All right, so I braided this side because it ended up looking better. So hang on, Luke. So you just pull it out. Okay, so now we're gonna leave this kind of like, can I have it? Can I have a pin? All right, can you get some more for me? All right, so we just braided this side. And for those of you who don't have a lot of hair, you don't want to braid here and then walk it all the way around because that's going to rob length from the side of your hair. If you're gonna like braid it into like a side pony or even braid it into a full braid, if you have not a lot of hair or shorter hair, you want to do what we just did, which is you braid it over here, take this side of the hair and just braid this so that you have all this hair to be able to bring over here. Because if you try to do it and like start your braid here and keep it connected to your head and wrapping it the whole way around, by the time you get here, you're gonna have a shorter braid, okay? So that is just like some food for thought. So now what we're gonna do is just like bring all this over here, and we're going to take our section here, okay? And one of these, you take this whole section, okay?
Yeah, I got a lot.
You got a lot of pins ready for me? Cool. All right, so we're going to, now you can, like, if you wanted to braid a little bit here, you can obviously do that. I'm not right now. Or if you wanted to twist it, like we saw earlier, you can obviously like do whatever you want. So, okay, so we're going to braid this. And this is just gonna be one big normal braid. All right, Luke, I'm going to need some of the black pins, okay?
I did.
Oh, you had them ready? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Where is Mommy's scrunchie? Can you get Mommy's scrunchie for me? Right here on the counter.
What's scrunchie?
That black thing.
This one?
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, again, just kind of loose because we are going. Now, if you want to use a scrunchie, you totally can. Can you pick it up, please?
Okay.
But if you want to use one of those little hair ties, you can do that
There
too.
we go.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for using. That's not to brush your teeth. That's a comb. Oh my gosh. It's probably not very clean, Luke. Okay, so now we got that braid going on. And you can pull this out as much as you want, and you can even put like some holly berries in here or something. That would be super cute. All right, Luke, I need you to hand me some pins. So now we're gonna take this braid.
I have some ready for you.
Okay, and place it here. Are you not gonna hand them to me?
Oh yeah,
I need this one. So you want to pin your braid because it's going to fall. Okay, so just find a place, typically where it's gonna be hid. Is it gonna be hid?
Mm-hmm.
Shove it up, okay? Opposite, not down, because that's not gonna hold. And I like to put them everywhere just because as you party throughout the night, you crazy party animal people, it will start to fall. Okay, so then you're just going to put this back here. And it's going to look like your braid is wrapping the whole way around your head, only it's faux. So it looks, wait, what are we doing? Okay, so here's the tail. And remember, what do you do with tails? You twist them up and you just pin them up underneath and nobody knows. Okay, so I have gotten this picture shown to me, I can't even tell you how many times, where it's just like a low, loose, twisty thing, okay, for weddings. I'm gonna show you the easiest way to do it. Take here. And you just want to start twisting kind of big, and you want to be adding this as you twist, okay? Because you need to be picking this up. You're going to come all the way over to this corner, and you want it to be kind of on an angle, okay? Don't want to go too high, don't want to go too low, okay? So that's going to hold now. So now what you can do is you just start pulling a little bit, and if you want some height up in here, you can do this, and you can shove pins in like this. You can do this for a ponytail. You can do this for anything. But when you pull this up and you shove a pin in here, it's gonna just create some texture, okay? Can you see that? Mm-hmm. Okay, so I like some loose stuff around here, so you can just start pulling a tiny little bit, okay? See how that loosened everything up. Now the other side, you're going to do exactly the same. Twist. Now you're gonna be grabbing all of it, okay? Going to be grabbing all of it, and you're going to put this one underneath here, okay? Hold it with your hand, pin, and I would go up. You're going to need these big mother pins. I think they're called roller pins, like at Cosmo or Amazon. I'm telling you, they are amazing, okay? Whatever. All right, so there's that. And what do we do with tails at the end that have no place, because we don't want them to come up here because that's going to look stupid. So you just twist it, shove it up. Okay. Now, wherever, so now you can see I have like a weird thing coming out the side, okay? Now, you just push that in, literally just push it in. Take your medium pins, because now you're just gonna do like some finish pinning. Push it in, pin it a few times, because you're gonna need to add more pins than what you saw me put in to hold it. This is just to show you, okay? Look at that. Now, what you're gonna do, again, is just start loosening up. Pull that, pull that. Now, if you've used volumizing powder in here, this is gonna come up like so easy, and you're not even gonna have to do pins, okay? You just pull this up a little bit, then, okay, I can't see. You can just gently start pulling this if you want this to be looser, okay? If you like that it's like pretty, or if this is too loose, pick it up a little bit, bring a pin, and just pin it in place, okay? There's no reason to take down your entire hairstyle for one tiny little loose thing, okay? There's always a fix, okay? And if you want this messier, then you just literally do this. You just start pulling it out until it's loose enough. If you like, this twist is not, it's just too together, right? It's just too much. So you just start pulling it all out like you've already partied half the night. Don't get too crazy until you get confident, okay? Did that loosen it up?
Mm-hmm.
See?